Aloha, I'm Sabrina with Begin Being, and in today's video we're going to be talking about time in relation to healing. So sometimes we go through something, whether it's maybe a breakup of a relationship, a loss of a job, a financial change like in your life, maybe a loss of a loved one, maybe it's someone who passes away. There are different points in time where we go through things that we need to heal from. Maybe we experience a traumatic event. And what I want to talk to you today is about living in the present moment versus not living in the present moment, and how in some ways, in some cases, it can actually be very healthy to not live in a present moment. So a lot of people who teach, esoteric type teachings, or, who are in like the woo-woo community, or who teach more of the empowering yourself or personal growth and development. A lot of gurus and stuff like that, they will talk about being in the present moment, how you should spend your time in the present moment. In this video, I'm going to talk to you about a way to actually not spend time in the present moment, and why that can actually be healthy for you and helpful for your healing process. Now, there's going to be a couple of different things that are going on at the same time, and I'll take you through each different step. And we're going to be talking a lot about time. Now, quantum physics has actually proven there is no such thing as time. Time is a construct that we have invented as humans in order to be able to explain our reality. Very good if you want to be punctual for your first date or that first job or interview. So time absolutely has its places, and it has its points, its reason for existing. And when you are dealing with either manifesting or maybe healing work, or when you're shifting from like a 3D to 5D style reality, time doesn't exist. And it's really, once you become aware of that, once you become accepting of that, it's very empowering for you to be able to know that you are the creator of time, and you can actually change time. And I'll go through the different ways in which we can do this. But in this video, we're going to be talking about past time, present time, and future time, and when to be in which, and which past time and which future time to be in as well. All right, so getting into this, what's happening is whenever you are hurting, like let's just take a breakup for an example, because it's an easy one to discuss and relate to. So, because pretty much almost everyone's experienced some sort of breakup. So during that time period, if you were in love with that person, then there can be a lot of heartache. Even if that person was maybe abusive or not good to you, if you have feelings for them, no matter what that other person is like, it still can be very hard for you. Whenever you see potential for the two of you to have a future, it can be very hard for you. And being in that present moment, in that particular time, isn't necessarily the best thing, because you're in that moment of pain and of hurting. Now, I'm in no way saying just don't feel your emotions, get over it, anything like that. Feeling your emotions, dealing with your emotions is 100% healthy. Otherwise, if you just kind of ignore them, or if you do the thing where you maybe drink or smoke weed or do other drugs, or even binge watch TV, if you distract yourself to not feel the pain, basically you try to numb yourself, that's 100% not healthy, and that's not what we're talking about here. So you are still feeling the pain, and at the same time you're feeling a state where you don't feel the pain. Let me explain this more. So what's happening is, again, you're in that present moment of, oh boy, we just broke up, or I just experienced this bad experience, and you feel that wanting to cry on the floor, all that type of thing, right? So you're feeling that, and then there's a way to be able to step outside of your present reality and go into the past and go into the future. Now, sometimes we do this naturally, especially during a breakup, where we go into the past and we think of all of the good, amazing things about this person, all of the good, amazing things that were happening whenever you guys were together. You start thinking about all of the amazing times, even if the person was not good for you, even if the person was abusive to you, there's still usually amazing times that you have with that person. And you start almost romanticizing them, making them even more amazing than they maybe even were. And that's fine, that's natural, nothing wrong with that at all. And then sometimes we do the opposite, to where we go into the future and we're like, oh man, I really felt like this was the one. I really felt so much potential with this relationship. And so we're thinking about, maybe the marriage that we wanted to get into, maybe the life that we wanted to have with them. And then we're thinking, I'm not gonna have any of those things anymore. So when we're hurting, we're either in the present moment and we are feeling all of our pain and we're going, like we're curled up in a ball crying, or whatever we might be doing, we're feeling all of that pain. Or we're going into the past and we're bringing that into the present, like all of the amazing things, and that's making us feel more pain. Or we're going out into the future and we're thinking about all of the things that we never got to experience, and now we're losing, and now we're experiencing that pain. What you can do is you can go even further out into the past, or even further out into the future, and be able to experience a different reality. So what I mean by that is, there was a time in the past, before this relationship, before all the happy moments, before all maybe the rough time or sad moments of this relationship. There was a time out in the past, before you were involved in a relationship with this person, where you were happy. Maybe you were in a relationship with a different person where you were happy. Maybe you were single, but times where you were happy. So you can go past the point in the past when you were experiencing all of those events with that person, go back to that time and feel and remember how happy you were then. You can go into an event that perhaps you were happy in a different relationship. You can go and you can see what you saw, you can hear what you heard, and feel what you felt, really feeling the moments of happiness with a different person, or with yourself being single. You can also go out into the time in the future. So if it's not working out with this person, more than likely it's not meant to be. And if it is meant to be, sure, maybe you'll break up, maybe you'll be friends, maybe one day way down the road you'll reconnect. Who knows? That's not the point. The point is that if you two are at the point of breaking up, that means that right now you're not a good match for each other. No matter how much you love each other, or how much one person might love the other person, or vice versa, if there is that disconnect, it's best to separate and break up and stop that energy. Because if you try and stay, the energy will continue with that ick, with that whatever is going wrong could potentially increase. Now, please don't get me wrong. I'm not saying like if one event happens and then you're like, oh my gosh, should I break up? No, I'm talking about when it's at the end point, when you're at that end point. So out into the future, you can imagine a time where you will be happy again, either single by yourself or with someone else. When you're experiencing these two other points of happiness, way in the past, way in the future, because ultimately we all heal. Most of us have experienced more than one breakup, and if we haven't experienced that, we've experienced a job loss, we've experienced the loss of a loved one, we've experienced loss in some way and have felt some hurt. Maybe it's a pet. We've normally, most of us who are adults anyway, kids watching this maybe it might be different, but most of us who are adults, we've felt more than one pain point. We've felt more than one time where we are, really sad. For kids, maybe it was something like a divorce. That is a different type of pain that you have to go through, or that, maybe you might have gone through. So there's different points of pain, and we can recognize that each time there was a pain point, we've healed from it. So we know, even though there's a pain point in our current present, there's going to be a time in the future when we are healed. There's going to be a time in the future when we are no longer in this present pain point. You can go reach out, do a meditation, and reach out to that future time point whenever you feel that moment of being healed, and you can bring that back to now. By doing both of those, by bringing the happiness from the past and your happiness from your future into the present, am I saying, poof, you're all better? Absolutely not. There's still stuff you have to work on. And what it does do is that it helps you heal faster. It helps you be able to know, you know what? This sucks right now. My makeup's smeared, I'm curled in a ball, I'm feeling icky, I'm feeling horrible, maybe I'm angry at the world or at my source or whatever it might be. Feel those emotions, get them out, absolutely 100%. And spend some time as well in a meditation where you're not in the present moment, where you're connecting with your past happiness and your future happiness and you're bringing them in. Like I said, what this will do is it's going to allow you to heal faster. So you still have to go through the pain point of whatever it is that's happening. And if you feel these extra emotions during the present, it will allow you to heal faster and will allow you to go on to your next step, your next point of evolution. All right, I hope that helps. Thanks for watching. Aloha, and please always choose love in everything that you do. Mahalo.